Rusty the Helpful Rabbit. In the heart of the enchanted forest, where ancient trees stood tall and wise, a bustling community of creatures lived harmoniously. Among them was Rusty, a spirited rabbit known for his boundless energy and insatiable curiosity. Rusty's heart was as vast as the starlit sky, filled with a kindness that radiated through the vibrant landscape. One sunny day, as Rusty hopped through the dense foliage, he noticed a group of birds in a clearing. Their feathers were ruffled, and they fluttered about in a panic. Rusty, with his perceptive ears, sensed the distress and approached them with a friendly grin. "What seems to be the trouble, my feathered friends?" Rusty asked, twitching his nose in concern. Olivia, a wise old owl with large, round glasses, squawked in distress, "Oh, Rusty, it's terrible. We were building our nests in the trees when a fierce wind blew through, scattering our twigs and leaves all over the place." The other birds nodded in agreement, their beaks downturned with worry. "Fear not, my avian companions. I'll gather the twigs and leaves for you. Together, we'll have those nests rebuilt in no time," Rusty declared with enthusiasm. And so, Rusty spent the entire day scurrying about the forest, collecting twigs and leaves with the birds. His nimble paws worked tirelessly, ensuring each nest was as cozy as could be. The grateful birds sang songs of gratitude, their melodious tunes echoing through the forest like a sweet lullaby. As the sun dipped below the horizon, Rusty found himself in a secluded part of the forest, far from the clearing. It was there that he stumbled upon a melancholy sight, a lonely turtle named Theo, struggling to turn upright after accidentally flipping onto his shell. With a determined gleam in his eye, Rusty rushed to Theo's aid. "Fear not, dear friend. I'm here to help," Rusty reassured, using his nimble paws to gently turn Theo back onto his feet. Theo blinked his watery eyes in surprise and gratitude. "Oh, thank you, Rusty. I thought I'd be stuck here forever." Rusty chuckled, "No worries, Theo. A helpful heart is never too busy to lend a hand or paw, in this case." As they chatted, Rusty learned that Theo had a passion for storytelling. He loved sharing tales of the forest, but the other animals were often too busy to listen. Rusty, always eager to support others, came up with an idea. Why not have a storytelling night in the clearing? You can share your stories, and I'll make sure everyone attends. It'll be a night to remember. Theo's eyes lit up with excitement, and together they began spreading the word. As the days passed, the news of the storytelling night buzzed through the forest like a happy bee. When the night arrived, animals of all shapes and sizes gathered in the clearing. The birds, with their newly rebuilt nests, perched on branches overhead, while the rabbits, deer, and other creatures settled on the ground. In the center, Theo stood proudly, ready to weave his tales. Rusty beamed with joy as Theo spun enchanting stories of adventures, mysteries, and friendship. The forest echoed with laughter and applause, and the animals felt a sense of unity like never before. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. Rusty continued his helpful ways, connecting animals, solving problems, and spreading happiness wherever he went. One day, as he hopped through the forest, he came across a wise old tortoise named Tessa. "Rusty," Tessa said in a slow, deliberate voice, "your heart is pure, and your kindness has brought so much joy to our forest. But remember, it's okay to ask for help too." Rusty cocked his head, puzzled. "Ask for help? I'm always the one helping others." Tessa nodded knowingly. True generosity lies in both giving and receiving. By allowing others to help you, you give them the gift of being useful and needed. It's a beautiful cycle, my dear rabbit. Rusty pondered Tessa's words as he continued his journey through the forest. That evening, as the sun painted the sky in hues of orange and pink, Rusty gathered all the animals in the clearing. "My dear friends," he began, "I've learned something valuable from Tessa today. While it's wonderful to help others, it's equally important to accept help when we need it. Let us continue to be a community that supports and cares for one another, for in that spirit, we create a forest of endless harmony." And so, the animals embraced the wisdom of Rusty's words. They continued to help each other, knowing that true joy came not only from giving but also from receiving. The forest thrived with newfound warmth and camaraderie, thanks to Rusty's unyielding commitment to kindness. The trees swayed in the breeze, the birds sang their songs, and the animals lived harmoniously, bound together by the simple yet profound lesson. In the heart of the forest, where the sunbeams danced and the leaves whispered tales of friendship, the animals understood the moral of their story, that being always helpful to others, without expecting anything in return, created a world where kindness blossomed like the most beautiful flowers in the enchanted glade of the endless forest. As the seasons changed and the forest continued to thrive under Rusty's benevolent influence, the little rabbit's reputation for kindness spread far and wide. Animals from neighboring forests came to visit, eager to experience the warmth and harmony that Rusty had infused into his woodland home. One day, as Rusty was enjoying a quiet moment by the babbling brook, he noticed a group of travelers approaching. There were animals of all shapes and sizes, a wise old fox, a gentle deer, a chatty squirrel, and even a mischievous raccoon. They had heard tales of Rusty's helpful nature and the magical stories told by Theo during the storytelling night. Curiosity sparked in Rusty's eyes as he greeted the newcomers with a friendly hop. "Welcome, friends. I'm Rusty, the rabbit of this enchanted forest. How may I be of assistance to you?" The wise old fox, whose name was Felix, stepped forward. "Rusty, we've heard of your incredible kindness and the sense of community you've fostered here. We've traveled from afar to witness it for ourselves." Rusty's heart swelled with joy at the thought of sharing his forest's magic with others. "I'm delighted to have you here. Please make yourselves at home, and if there's anything you need, don't hesitate to ask." As the travelers settled into the forest, Rusty introduced them to the various inhabitants, from the melodious birds and storytelling turtle to the wise tortoise, Tessa. The newcomers marveled at the vibrant colors, the lush greenery, and the sense of tranquility that permeated the air. During their stay, Rusty organized a grand feast in the clearing where animals from different forests shared stories and laughter. Theo's storytelling captivated the newcomers, and they, too, contributed tales of their own. It was a night filled with camaraderie and the joyous exchange of cultures. Days turned into weeks, and Rusty continued to assist his new friends in discovering the wonders of the enchanted forest. However, as the time came for them to bid farewell, Rusty felt a tinge of sadness. The forest had been buzzing with even more life and energy in their presence, and he had grown fond of the diverse group. On the day of departure, the travelers gathered in the clearing to express their gratitude. Felix, the wise old fox, stepped forward and spoke, "Rusty, your kindness has touched our hearts. This forest is truly magical, not just because of its beauty, but because of the love and generosity that emanate from its creatures." The other animals nodded in agreement, their eyes reflecting genuine appreciation. Rusty, humbled by their words, replied, "It's been my pleasure to share the wonders of this forest with you. Always remember the spirit of unity and kindness, and may it accompany you on your journey." As the travelers set off on their way, Rusty couldn't shake off the bittersweet feeling. He hopped back to the heart of the forest, where the ancient trees stood as silent witnesses to the ebb and flow of life. It was there that he encountered Tessa, the wise tortoise. "Rusty," Tessa said, observing the rabbit's contemplative expression, "you've created a magical haven here. Your kindness not only touches those who visit, but also those who call this forest home." Rusty sighed, "But now they're gone, and I miss the laughter and stories they brought." Tessa nodded knowingly. "Change is a part of life, Rusty. Just as the seasons come and go, so do the creatures that inhabit this forest. But the imprint of your kindness remains, like ripples in a pond." Inspired by Tessa's wisdom, Rusty realized that while the travelers had left, the spirit of unity and generosity they had experienced lingered in the air. Determined to keep the magic alive, Rusty decided to organize a grand festival that would bring together animals from far and wide. The festival became an annual tradition, attracting creatures from neighboring forests and fostering a sense of unity and friendship. Rusty's forest became a beacon of kindness, where animals of all kinds could gather, share stories, and experience the magic that flowed from the heart of the enchanted woodland. As the years passed, Rusty's forest flourished with the bonds of friendship that transcended species and backgrounds. The lessons of kindness, learned from the adventures with the traveling animals, continued to shape the forest into a haven of warmth and harmony. And so, in the heart of the enchanted forest, where the sunbeams danced, the leaves whispered tales of friendship, and the laughter of diverse creatures echoed through the trees, Rusty's legacy lived on. The moral of the story, echoing through the rustling leaves, was clear: In a world filled with kindness, every creature, big or small, could find a place where they belonged.